Wednesday's Daily Mail now. A confident Keir leaves the Labour conference. Leo, we're hearing a lot from Keir Starmer, aren't we?
Yeah,
he's taking advantage of this situation, rather, isn't he?
Yeah, the Daily Mail says he's gloating. I don't know if it's gloating. That's maybe like, Daily Mail phraseology. But he's insisted changes in the air today, as he claimed the sterling crisis will help him win over voters. So a bullish Sir Keir said he hopes to emulate Tony Blair's historic election victories after a poll suggested Labour is 17 points ahead of the Tories. And things certainly, look dicey for the Tories. But obviously the next election will be in 2024. I don't think Liz Truss is going to call a snap election at the moment.
There, that's not bullish, is it? He's not bullish. I mean,
it's really hard to tell with him.
I watched the actual clip where he was making these comments, and it didn't strike me as gloating, actually.
Yeah.
But he does make this point that it is self-inflicted. He thinks that the economic catastrophe is self-inflicted, and so there is a sense in which, whether he's gloating or not, he can spin this to his advantage, can't he?
Yeah, and I mean, the unfortunate fact of the matter is, even though we've had, 12, 13 years of a Tory government, ostensibly Tory government anyway, the seeds of this catastrophe were sowed by Gordon Brown and his, ridiculous quantitative easing, which, every pound printed steals money from pounds in circulation. And the ironic thing is, normally we've got economic catastrophe, a falling pound, surging inflation, and the IMF criticising Britain. You can usually vote Tory to fix it. And we don't have that option.
Nick, what do you think? Do you think that it is the case? I mean, the way that you hear people talk at the Labour conference at the moment, it isn't crossing any of their minds that they could potentially lose the next election.
I know.
There is so much confidence. But they would do that, wouldn't they?
I know, they're all singing. They're singing Angels. Did you see that clip? And, they're singing the national anthem for once, even more shocking.
They should never sing Angels. Only if people
that
are drunk
was Wes Streeting. But yeah, look. So Starmer's saying clearly he's going to emulate Tony Blair, and he's coming out, he's being very clear about it. He's said because he won elections. Fair enough. What's worrying is that he's doing what Blair did. Superficial patriotism. When we had Britpop, we had Cool Britannia. Now we've got I'm standing by the flag, singing the national anthem. But really, it's going to be all lefty policies anyway. But it's going to be.
Is it? I mean, he's really trying to distance himself from Corbyn, isn't he?
He's superficially distancing himself. And if you look at what he says here,
I don't know if it's superficial.
I believe it is. He says that the most exciting thing was children being born. So he's advocating family. So he's trying to appeal to the normal patriotic people in England who like families and stuff. But we know he won't. Will Labour really govern like that though? And the other thing I noted, he said, we're firmly on the centre ground, common sense politics. I very much doubt Labour are common sense politics, but on the centre question, does it really exist? The terms left and right, as you know, they're perhaps outmoded anyway. They come from the French Revolution, so that's pretty old now. And
a while ago.
Yeah, late 18th century. And then you've got the fact that people from Dominic Cummings to Peter Hitchens have said this centre ground doesn't exist, because you take the average voter in England, what do they want? They like the NHS, but they want to be tough on immigration. So they're a strange mix that doesn't fit into right now. So the centre ground, does it even really exist? Or just gestures?
But then there's nobody for those people to vote for, really, because if you vote Tory, you're going to get high immigration, because they want high immigration for low cost labour for the businesses, and if you vote Labour, you're going to get high immigration because they want them to vote for them.
Yeah, and that's the irony, that after all this time of Tory government, people just want any change. You know how it goes in this country. We get bored, we want to swing to the other side. Although, as Leo says, it wasn't very conservative government anyway. So we're going to swing towards socialism. Normally I'd say they'll get a dose of socialism and see what it's like, but we've kind of already had that anyway. So I don't know, even more socialism.
I'm not convinced you're going to swing towards socialism with Starmer particularly, but also I'm not convinced that he's really able to emulate Blair. He doesn't have the charisma, for one thing. I just don't think he's got...
No, it'll be a poor man's Blair, which is even worse. But when I say socialism, we had lockdowns, which were already like a kind of weird policy, and then Starmer wanted even more lockdowns. On tax and so on, there'll be even more socialist. That's what.
Okay,
and regarding charisma, I think most of us are intensely relaxed about the prospect of somebody being serious after having Boris Johnson, who's all charisma and no diligence.
Charisma doesn't mean incompetence necessarily. You can have both. It's just politicians generally
He's
don't.
citing being calm and confident. That's supposed to be Truss's pitch as well, but no one's really noticed her yet, as far as I can.
Well, we've got to move on now.